Fifth.
Question to the Prime Minister. This year, property investors like you will receive billions in tax handouts from this Labor government, including from negative gearing, driving up property prices. Prime Minister, you talk about supply. New housing construction has reached a 10-year low under your government. You talk about help to buy, but will only help 0.2% of the 5 million renters. Will your government phase out tax concessions for property investors like negative gearing so everybody can afford a good home?
Order. There was far too much noise during that question. The Minister for Early Childhood, the Leader of the Nationals, I couldn't hear what the member was saying. Order. This works for everyone. The member will ask his question again so I can hear it.
The Prime Minister.
Right, just resume your seat. Order. If everyone can just stop interjecting for the remainder of question time, things will be a lot smoother. Give the call to the Prime Minister.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. The member, of course, made a suggestion about you, Mr. Speaker, in the language in that question, but we'll ignore that. There are a range of measures that the government has put in place. We want tax cuts for people on low and middle income earners. That's one thing that you can do to help people. The second thing that you can do is increase rent assistance. We had the largest rental assistance increase in 30 years. But then there's other things that we can do as well in terms of supply. The foreign investment fees for housing measures that we put in place in my EFO in December is just the latest example of the measures that we've put in place. In addition to that, we have our housing accord. That included a new homes bonus of some $3 billion that to incentivise new planning that in some places is controversial. And I hope that the Greens political party talked to their local councillors about supporting just once, anywhere will do, just once, affordable housing in any community, including mine, because I'm yet to see the Greens political party support that. Even award-winning medium-density housing in places that was the old Marrickville Hospital site in my electorate. The other thing we're doing, of course, is the National Housing Infrastructure Fund. Very important. The social housing funding that we've put in place, including the Social Housing Accelerator, to increase.
The Prime Minister will pause. The member for Griffith on a point of order.
Point of order on relevance. We're almost 2 minutes into that answer, and he hasn't once mentioned negative gearing.
Well, I know that may be what the member would like the answer to be, but when you include things like about the housing supply being a 10-year low, about benefits so everyone can benefit, it's a fairly broad question, so the Prime Minister is able to deal with all aspects of the question, not just one part of the question. So he is being directly relevant. If he wasn't talking about housing supply and the issues surrounding the question, he wouldn't be relevant. But at the moment he is, so he has the call.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. He's trying. We have then the Housing Australia Future Fund, something that those opposite delayed for month after month after month. Something they delayed and therefore delayed the building of housing for poor people and working class people in our suburbs and in our regional towns. In addition to that, of course, we have our Build to Rent program. That's a tax incentive, a tax change that we put in the last budget to encourage more investment in build to rent developments, because we understand that it can't be just the public sector. We need to encourage that private sector investment. We understand across all of this that the key is supply, and that's why we will, of course, continue to negotiate with the states and territories. At the moment, we're working through a National Housing and Homelessness Agreement, the major funding body over a period of time. We extended it by $1.7 billion for the additional year.
Time. has concluded.